bloviating nonsense pertaining to the economy or what Trump may or may not be doing. No one ever goes after the war machine. No one ever tries to target the extrajudicial authorities of the executive branch and their unilateral authority to declare war. There's never been a war declared since World War II, and you're not going to do anything about it. No one will.
Tim Pool obliterates this woke left congressman who actually tried to file articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump on Piers Morgan Uncensored, as Tim Pool exposes the left's hypocrisy and destroys this guy's lies while this idiot just makes excuses. So let's watch Tim Pool obliterate this idiot lefty.
All of these supposedly liminal cases are actually nothing of the sort. There has been no constitutional crisis. This congressman seems to think that having bad polling numbers is an impeachable offense, is somehow a high crime and misdemeanor. It is utterly laughable, and it's because the Democrats have no agenda. Donald Trump is running to the left of them on economics and to the left of them on fighting wars and being anti-war and trying to get us out of different things and trying to settle wars, and he is a social moderate. He's not even a conservative. There is not a single value that the Democrats hold that they are not willing to immediately abandon if Donald Trump starts to defend it. It was the Democrats who thought that we had to control the border to protect working class wages, and now all you see is Democrats out there demanding free trade and demanding more access to China. You see Democrats literally sharing Chinese propaganda because it's against Trump. They have chosen China over their own working class voters. And Congressman, I'm sorry, but the UAW and the Teamsters have both endorsed the tariffs. You're in a lot of trouble in Michigan.
That's right. Yeah, well, look, auto factories are being closed. Auto workers are losing jobs. Look, the unconstitutional things. This president tried to the pump and dump scheme. Remember the memes that he profited from? Personally profited from. Remember that the freedom of speech, the lawyers who had fought against him, he intimidated those, and then.
But what about but Congressman, what about the sustained lawfare that was waged against Trump by the left? And by the way, one of the most self-harming acts of lawfare ever waged, because all it did was make Trump more popular and ended up getting him re-elected. So it was cretinously stupid to do it, but there can be no doubt that the left conspired collectively to try and take Trump down, put him in prison. You had people shooting him, literally trying to kill him. And all of this led to Trump being in the White House. The Democrats have got their own backyard to clean up first before they start issuing any kind of, well, you know, isn't this all terrible? When the way you treated Trump, many would argue, was despicable. Let me bring in Tim.
I have a favor to ask of this congressman, and excuse me, I hope Cenk joins me in this. Congressman, will you file articles of impeachment against Barack Obama for the extrajudicial assassination of Abdulrahman al-Awlaki?
I was not a member of Congress then. I am now. I have seen,
and we can convict him and put him in prison if you want to file those.
I have seen the unconstitutional, illegal activities of Donald Trump. And those are the ones that I am holding him responsible for.
Nobody cared when Obama murdered American citizens, especially a 16-year-old kid who is not a target.
Obama is not the president right now. Is Donald Trump is the president. Is the people are hurting. He is the one who is grabbing power. He is the one who's taking power away from Congress, and the funds that Congress has appropriated, he is not releasing those funds. He's putting a hold on that. He's the one that illegally put Doge and a unelected, unconfirmed Elon Musk in charge of it. He's the one who threw out that reporter from AP, from White House, trampling on freedom of speech of the press.
You're right. I should get permanent access to the White House. Otherwise, my free speech is being violated. So I'm going to go to the White House right now and insist that I'm much more well-known than that reporter is. So it's a clear violation of 1A if they don't give me a pass, right?
Well, he's used his power, his position, to intimidate media. He has used that to
so is Obama. This is ridiculous. When Anwar al-Awlaki was assassinated, an extrajudicial assassination, and his 16-year-old son by Obama, the Democrats defended this and they said he should have had a better father. No one cared. Nobody cared. I know Jen cared. I know he's talked about it. I'm mad about it too. So now when you come out and you say Trump's going to be impeached because he's doing things that are unpopular, I'm personally offended.
It's not unpopular. It's illegal.
Murdered
Illegal
Americans.
and
No one did
unconstitutional.
anything.
Yeah, folks, I don't know who this congressman is. I've never seen him. I thought it was a joke when I heard the story, but just listening to the guy for the first time, I mean, he just sounds like a complete puppet and tool. Like, I don't know. He's just regurgitating talking points. He's just regurgitating the narrative and the lies. Like, Donald Trump's intimidating the media? Really? Like, you haven't seen the 9 years of constant lies and fake stories that's been pushed against him for absolutely no legitimate reason? I mean, I'm not buying anything this guy says. And I think it was a joke for him to even try that. And to Tim Pool's point, I mean, he's way more bigger than that, other guy from the Associated Press. Yeah, let him up there. That's already driving the left mad that he even got in the White House to begin with. But I absolutely agree with Tim Pool. Like, Barack Obama, I mean, you can go through the litany. I'm sorry, him, Hillary Clinton, plenty of other people on the left who've been caught doing heinous things, crimes, smuggling, this and that, and there's been no consequence to any of that. And the fact that, you want to condone Barack Obama killing or ending Americans, right? On the one hand, you don't want to do anything. But if Donald Trump, what has he said? He made money on a meme? That's what he said. He made money on a meme. Like, he wants to go after him for this. I mean, the bias is so ragingly obvious that you can't help but see the narrative and just the agenda on the far left to take Donald Trump down no matter what, while all of their corrupt idiots go scot-free. Like, it's just absolutely pathetic, folks. Hit that like button if you agree, and let's get back in.
And you could right now file those impeachment articles. We could get a criminal hearing and a conviction of Barack Obama for the murder of a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old, Abdulrahman al-Awlaki, was not a combatant. He was at a civilian restaurant in a country we are not at war with. And why won't anyone do anything about it? I'll throw a cherry on top. When Donald Trump, in his first term, when he first gets elected, he ordered a commando raid in Yemen, which reportedly killed a 7-year-old American girl as well. We don't have the same evidence on that one. I want that criminally investigated as well. How about you pursue those cases? But you know what? You won't, because when it comes to bloviating nonsense pertaining to the economy or what Trump may or may not be doing, no one ever goes after the war machine. No one ever tries to target the extrajudicial authorities of the executive branch and their unilateral authority to declare war. There's never been a war declared since World War II, and you're not going to do anything about it. No one will.
Look, this president has personally gained through the meme coins. This president has personally gained through the deal that he forced and intimidated.
Well, do you believe? Okay, but let me ask you then, Congressman. Do you believe that Joe Biden personally gained from what his son was up to in Ukraine, working for energy companies for which he had zero experience? And he's now given backdated pardons to all his family to protect any proper legitimate legal investigations of what they may or may not have been doing with countries like Ukraine and China, when there's a widespread belief they're all putting money in their pockets.
Yeah, folks, that's what I'm saying, both from Tim Pool and Piers Morgan. It is so blatantly obvious, the corruption on the left, and yet nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to crack the whip. No one wants to come down on these people because they're all a part of the same corrupt system. Like Tim Pool said, no one wants to call out the war machine. No one wants to call out, I mean, all the horrible things that the U.S. has been, unfortunately, either gotten into or maybe supported or planned the whole thing. I don't know, call it whatever you will. But no one wants to call out that. The left never, ever does anymore. And they used to be anti-war. They used to be the anti-war party. And now they're so far woke, so far gone. Donald Trump is the anti-war candidate. And yeah, anything Donald Trump says, they have to do the opposite. They cannot be in line with Donald Trump on anything. That's the cult mentality of the left that is just driving them to say and do things that are just seemingly insane, because these people are insane. I mean, just listening to this congressman, again, first time ever, but he's a tool, he's a puppet, and I can hardly believe there's any real critical thinking going on in his skull. But thanks for watching. Put down in the comments what you thought about what Tim Pool had to say to this woke left congressman who's an absolute puppet for the left. Like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.